What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Friday with a nice 7-game slate here tonight. A lot of good options to choose from. We're coming off a pretty solid night last night, especially from Devin Booker. He got us 60 DraftKings points, had a huge night against the Celtics. Giannis, he was on track for a humongous night as well, but that game turned into a blowout against the Warriors, which was not expected by any means. And also, he got in some foul trouble, so he didn't play before. Like, he didn't play many minutes at all in the second half, honestly, because of the foul trouble. And his fifth foul was kind of bogus, too, which kind of sucked. But the other guys did pretty good. Like, Klay Thompson was balling out. Booker, like I mentioned, Nurkic was pretty solid. Lou Williams got some more minutes and had a pretty nice night. And Looney wasn't bad off the bench for the Warriors. He did his thing. But we got my money six here tonight. 6 of my favorite plays. And for my giveaway here tonight, I'll give away $20 on PayPal for whoever could guess the top score of the night for DraftKings scoring. So, like, if you say it's going to be Towns or something like that, if he's the top scorer, then you'll win the $20, and I'll be giving it to whoever guesses that person first. So, if you see someone already guess that person, don't guess it again because they will have the upper hand against you because they guessed it first. So, good luck on that. But before we get going, be sure to drop a like on the video if you're ready to win some more money tonight. And if you want to be a part of that giveaway, definitely subscribe if you haven't already and can turn the bell icon to get alerted every time I upload these NBA videos. I'll announce the winner tomorrow. So let's get into it, though. I'm going to go with NIKOLA JOKIC. He's been very disappointing recently, but that's kind of been due to him getting in foul trouble, like 5 fouls. 4 fouls the last 2 games, and he hasn't been very active on the offensive end. This game was just a Jamal Murray show, as he was getting like every single shot to drop. But against Memphis, he was just really not able to get it going. But I think in this game against Brooklyn, against a team that does struggle a good amount against centers, they allow a lot of rebounds to centers. I think he could get a double-double, definitely, with him being more active. He's definitely due for a big game, and we know he has a huge upside. We saw it against Chicago earlier this year with 60. We saw it against, Phoenix, where he got 81 DraftKings points, a perfect triple-double. So we saw it in his whole entire career. He has a triple-double upside, and a 9,200 in a good matchup against Brooklyn that struggles against centers. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there and hope he stays out of foul trouble and fills it up like we know he's capable of. And now for my second guy, De'Aaron Fox here at 6,900. Going against Minnesota. Minnesota doesn't play much defense at all, and this game should be the fastest-paced, highest scoring game of the night. And we're going with the top option on the Kings with De'Aaron Fox as another guy here that can fill it up. He can definitely score in bunches, and he's looked extremely good this year. Just driving to the hoop, he's extremely fast, as we knew that last year. But it seems like the game is slowing down for him a little bit, where he's able to kind of find those little creases in the defense and always be able to finish well around the rim. So I think he could have another good night here, score over 20 points, and be able to get some assists as well. So he's another guy that could get like 20 points, maybe 8 assists, and a few rebounds as well. He's been pretty good rebounding the ball. So good game. Good up-tempo game for him going against a bad defensive team. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then Donovan Mitchell here. For whatever reason, he seems a little bit too cheap at 7,100 for a guy that shoots as much as he does. And this game could be a little bit of a game where Mitchell's like, I got to prove my worth here. Going against Gordon Hayward. We know that Hayward is still kind of working himself back from that injury, but Mitchell is the new face of the Utah Jazz. So he has to ball out here, I think, tonight to show what's up to Gordon Hayward and have a huge night. I mean, his shooting ability is definitely up there. And going against Boston, this is one of the better spots you can attack them at the shooting guard position. As Jaylen Brown is okay of a defender, but just the rest of their defense is just so solid. Like the small forward position and down low at center, where I could see Mitchell dropping over 20 points, and he does get some other stats with steals and stuff like that. And another guy that has the upside. And at 7,100, this is the cheapest he's been all year. Maybe because Boston's been so good defensively this year. But we know that shooting guard, like we saw with Devin Booker last night, where he was able to score pretty well. I think Mitchell has a similar game to Booker, shoots a lot of threes, can drive when he needs to, and he looked really good against Dallas last game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. And then we're going to go with TRAE Young, the rookie. He's been struggling recently with this shot, but if he could just get a few more shots to drop here in this game, he could definitely return value. Another guy here that's been filling it up in other categories. His assist total has been very promising over the last 4 games, like 8, 10, 15, and 10. And going against a Detroit team here that's really struggled against point guards, Reggie Jackson, his defensive rating is really bad this year. I can see TRAE Young being able to score a little bit more here. And I mean, if he doesn't, I think he should do better as a player of just not shooting as many threes when his game isn't on there, because he's a pretty solid driver as well, but maybe he'll kind of get used to that. And if the 3 ball is falling here tonight, he can show off that big upside again here that we've seen this year when his shot has been on. Even just a little bit. Like, he got 24 points against Miami. He got 56 DraftKings points in his best game where his shot was dropping. He had 60. Shot was dropping a little bit here against Memphis, and he got 40. So at 7,300, pretty solid value for a guy that has the ball in his hands so often, and just how many stats he can put up if his shot is clicking. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my 4th guy. Then we're going to go with BJELICA here, or BJELICA, however you say his name. I don't know. I was trying to look it up, but like, it was kind of BJELICA, something weird like that. But a 5,700, just a really good spot here. A revenge narrative going against his old team in Minnesota. Like I mentioned, their defense is so bad. You can definitely stack up this Kings lineup. And BJELICA has been really up and down. But I think when his game is on, like against a bad defense like Minnesota, like we saw against Atlanta, Orlando, and Washington, some defenses that can struggle against power forwards. Minnesota's in that same boat. Taj Gibson has really been struggling defensively. He's kind of a slower guy, and BJELICA is a little bit quicker, can stretch the court, and Taj just isn't comfortable playing defense against those kind of stretched forwards, I think. So BJELICA, I think he can fill it up here. He can definitely rebound a little bit, and with the extra minutes, he can definitely be a guy that scores a lot of points. I feel like when he gets over 30 minutes, he's always having big nights. So as long as he can hit some shots and stay in the court, I think he'll have another big night here. And his coach could be a little bit more mindful of him playing against his old team and allowing him to stay in the court a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy of the core 5. So you got De'Aaron Fox, Mitchell, BJELICA, JOKIC, TRAE Young. That's the core 5. And for the cheap guy, everyone's going to be playing this guy, but I got to mention him. Terry Rozier. The news has came out that Kyrie Irving is going to be out for tonight. Terry Rozier already came out and said, like, I want more minutes. And we saw last year in the playoffs when Kyrie Irving, or just towards the end of the year, when Kyrie Irving is out, Terry Rozier can definitely step up and be a solid scorer. And he probably has the best matchup on the court as well, going against Ricky Rubio, the worst defender here. So I could see Terry Rozier dropping like 20 points, getting some rebounds. He's a really solid rebounder as a point guard, and he can get some assists at filling that point guard role for Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving is kind of the facilitator on the offense as well. So Terry Rozier can do a little bit of all of that, and I believe he might have got a triple-double in the playoffs as well or something like that. But a 4,900, like I said, really solid matchup. Will get over 30 minutes when he's on the court for a while. Normally the guy's having big games, so it's going to be really chalky for good reason, though. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So not much money left over, but there's still some guys like in the $4,000 range that you can throw in there as some news comes out. Maybe I was considering maybe like a Langston Galloway, with Reggie Bullock only playing like 8 minutes last game. I'm not sure about that. Maybe some news would come out like that he's not 100%. Maybe the Indiana Pacers are someone you could target. Darren Collison has really been struggling recently, but at 4,200, if he could just pick it up and just score a little bit, he'll probably get some more run, and he could be interesting. So just some guys like that. Some news might come out to open up some more value as the day goes on, but I think if you throw in like a $4,000 guy and do something like that, you can still fill it out. Actually, Collison's a guard, so you're not going to be able to do that, but one of these forwards, I think they'll open up with value. So that is it, though. You got your money 6. Be sure to drop a like I said, and comment down below who you think will be the top scoring player on the slate. Like I said, though, if someone guesses that person before you, I wouldn't go out of your way to guess that person again, as they would be the person that would win the giveaway before you. And subscribe, like I said, if you want to continue to get this good NBA DFS information and just content and stuff like that to help out your research process and narrow down your players. So good luck here tonight on this 7-game slate. Enjoy your Friday night, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.